Most of you know Sarah pretty well, but by way of introduction for tonight's performance, I would like to share a few facts. She's now 12 years old and began studying piano at the age of 3. She attends rock school, plays B-flat and bass clarinet in the band, and often accompanies the band on the piano. Other than piano, Sarah enjoys traveling and seeking out unique places to practice while there. In fact, she has now practiced consecutively for over 5.5 years without missing a single day. And that's almost half of her life. She likes attending live Broadway musicals and acting in as many plays as possible. Sarah can often be seen taking her dogs, Fufa and Diana, on bike rides around her neighborhood. Between songs, Sarah will share some very interesting information about each composer, and you will hear a common theme of shortcomings or challenges they faced. A quote from Dr. Suzuki says, "We all have many shortcomings, but these can be changed into good points if only we set our aims high enough. We should spare no time or effort in changing our weaknesses to strengths." So Sarah would like to dedicate tonight's performance to the composers who triumphed over their hardships and created beautiful music as a result. Sarah, come and play for us.
Danish composer of the classical and romantic periods. One night, at the age of 7, while on an errand, he slipped on the ice and the glass bottle he was carrying broke. The splinters penetrated into his right eye and it had to be removed. You see, Coelho himself later declared the accident a stroke of luck. You see, in order to divert his attention from the pain, his parents put a little piano next to his bed and his musical gifts were awakened. Even though his family was very poor, after recovery, he began taking music lessons, and the rest is history. My next selection is composed by Beethoven. His personal life was marked by a heroic struggle to continue his career as a musician and composer despite his increasing deafness. Even without his hearing, Beethoven retained perfect pitch, which allowed him to improvise remarkably intricate phrases in his head before writing them down. Some of his most important works were composed during the last 10 years of his life when he was quite unable to hear. Piece I will play is by Clementi, an Italian composer, pianist, and eventually pianoforte manufacturer. Pianoforte is the formal term for piano. He was known as father of the pianoforte because he was the first composer to write music to specifically utilize the instrument's special features, which are the ability to play softs and louds, or piano and forte and Italian. When Clementi was 14 years old, his father essentially sold him to a wealthy family in England so they could provide their friends and their family with cheap entertainment. Clementi used his free time there to develop his performing and technical skills, which eventually led to one of the most famous piano contests in history, Mozart versus Clementi. Victory was undeclared as both pianists performed beautifully. selection is composed by Melody Bober, a contemporary American composer. So far, she has had over 150 piano compositions published. My mother and I emailed Mrs. Bober and asked if she was willing to share a struggle she has had to work to overcome. Here is part of her reply. I'm greatly honored that you've chosen Stargazer for your performance in March, Sarah. Congratulations on learning a very challenging piece. I am so proud of you. I lost one of my biggest fans in 2003, my dad. He was a great encourager and always wanted to hear me play my latest composition. Although I miss him terribly, I was able to overcome the loss by continuing to do what I love to do, what he would want me to do, and what I believe God wants me to do. Continue writing music. It is always a great joy and blessing to know that teachers, parents, and students are enjoying my music. I want to thank you all for being my audience and hope you enjoy Stargazer as much as I do.
Congratulations, Sarah. Beautiful performance. Mom and Dad, you'll come